Hi everyone, my name is Martha. I am a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. In this video, I want to talk about this new booklet that I have. It's called I'll Walk With You. It's a guide for parents of transgender children. And this is a Singapore publication. It was collectively written by transgender staff and volunteers of Uga Chaga, Project X, the T Project, and Transgender SG. The design is by Sarah and Schooling. The art is by Bale, Mervyn, and the design and printing is supported by the High Commission of Canada in Singapore, published by Uga Chaga. It is available online as a PDF, and you can also request for print copies. It was launched in June this year, and the print was only available recently. So here we have a foreword by a parent to another parent. It says here, father of 4 children, including a transgender son. The introduction will explain that it's written in a Q&A format, and indeed, they have also separated it into different sections. The why. Why does my child have to be transgender? Is it my fault? I think a lot of parents actually ask themselves that question. Why is my child suddenly coming out as transgender? Like, how come there are no signs before? I think a lot of times it's hidden. Why does my child identify as non-binary, genderqueer, gender fluid? Like, are they really confused about their actual gender? So this booklet will explain all these questions. So the why and then the what. So what can you do about this gender dysphoria? What is transitioning? What does that mean? And when will my child be sure of their gender identity? When should my child transition? And as a parent, how? So that's the why, that's the what, that's the when, that's the how, that's the who, and then there's the where. So where to get support. So I like that this booklet is not too overwhelming. There's a lot of complicated concepts for parents who have not been exposed to these, but it does try to make it as friendly as possible. I love the graphics. So there is an explanation between the difference between what is sex and what is gender. So we are born into a certain sex. This is biological. We have these reproductive organs and genitalia. However, the outside, the genitalia, doesn't synchronize with the inside. And it does explain all the different sexual terms that some parents may not be familiar with. And he also talks about the effects of testosterone therapy and estrogen therapy for people transitioning from male to female and female to male. There's also all the procedures that are being described. So I would say all in all is a very sound booklet. They have gone through a lot of research and they have put in so much care into this booklet. It's definitely a really, really good resource for parents. And it's also not limited to parents. It is also for people who identify as transgender, people who are allies, people who are friends, people who are educators. I think we should all read about it. If you have a friend who identifies as transgender and you're not sure about it, this booklet will help you to understand more about your friend. And there are some places that you can contact for more support. There's Uga Chaga, there's Safe Singapore, there's T Project, there's Transgender SG, and for people outside of Singapore, there's the Asia Pacific Transgender Network that you can contact as well. This is a fantastic booklet. It's a very good booklet as a first guide, introduction, and it's not too technical. And I really, really love how they have come out with this booklet, and it's so important to talk about it. And even as I look at this picture, I think I actually started to tear up because I can feel the intentionality behind it, which is ultimately, no matter what, it's still all about love. It's about love, it's about acceptance, it's about non-judgment, and focusing on how important it is to support your child. Who your child is hasn't changed just because they have come out to you as transgender. who they are has not changed. I think it's easy to be afraid of what we do not understand. So it's a fantastic resource. And I just wanted to give a little shout out to them. As I mentioned, the link will be above, below on how you can actually get access to the PDF so that you can better support your child. So this has been Martha of Eros Coaching. Thanks for watching this video. And yeah, stay in touch, subscribe to my mailing list, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching this.